Oh, what are you flashing for? Useless charger. Try that. Come on, where's everybody? Yeah, the Daniel Surge promo. So we just pop this chat out. Hey Harold. I replied to your email, Harold. It's all good. No trolls at all. Seriously. You've already done so much, Harold. I don't expect anything more. Yeah, I've actually got to live up to my side of the bargain, don't you think? So I think it's time I started to do a little better for you. Okay. Yeah, promo, it doesn't happen too often doing the live streams during the day. It's not because I don't like doing them, it's just there's other things going on and I never really get that opportunity to sit down and do a stream because I know that customers are going to turn up or something. Yeah, there's always going to be an interruption. Okay. Anyway, so as you all pretty much know, when I power up the fume extractor, there's an EMP pulse, or so there's something that's going on, either on the power up or the shutdown. It really doesn't actually matter, funnily enough, because it's all about the transition. And it causes my USB devices, my serial ports, to just like spaz out, and I lose communications with them. So our delightful what do you call it? USB-C multimeter power supply, though, and even the microscope light. What do you call it? Auto switcher craps out. So anyway, someone sent me. I'm not going to mention their name because they may not want that. But anyway, someone messaged me and said they have sent this to me a few weeks ago and finally arrived. And this is by StarTech. This is a ESD protected USB hub. It's more of an industrial hub than a consumer one. It's like I've been using these sort of things, and you know, even after I've modified these things by putting a good deal of capacitors on them and all sorts of stuff, they are still dying or glitching whenever I do the transition on the filter motor. It may still end up being that I have to put that extractor fan on a UPS or something like that just to isolate it that bit more. Because what the UPSs will have, they'll have the automatic voltage sensing system, and they'll like pump up or squelch down things as required. Creature, I presume you're talking about these ones. These ones aren't too bad if you put in the diode to stop the voltage bleed back in, and if you power them from the 5 volts and you put all the caps in. But they work pretty good in general if you're not expecting too much. But yeah, they are cheap. Anyway, so this is the StarTech one. Whoops, testing it already. Seems like I've got an external power supply on this one. Okay. It looks pretty solid. I do love the sheet metal, the folded sheet metal type cases. The first Ethernet hubs that I used to buy for customers when we were like rolling out, transitioning people over from coax thin Ethernet over to Ethernet, Cat5 type sort of thing. The first hubs I would buy for them were these folded metal cases, and I've always loved this concept of it. Yeah, it's very durable. It's a little bit heavy, but it adds the shielding and everything like that. So, can I actually open these up? I think it's worth opening up. If we break it, we'll have to fix it, but I think we all want to have a look inside. I'll probably void the warranty. I personally think they're the best hubs ever, Creature. In terms of dollar value per performance, they're fantastic. I think you're just overreacting there. Looks like it's got a switch mode power supply in there too. Creature can't handle this. the main reason I got these ones originally is because they're USB 2, and I found a lot of my problems were previously with I was plugging USB 2 devices into USB 3 hubs, and for some reason, be it Linux, be it whatever, there was a lot of dramas with the negotiations and picking of the various file port numbers or whatever. And these were the only ones that I could dependably use. But like I said, I had to put in a diode and keep them powered and put all the caps in, and then they would actually work. Anyway, we're going to carry on with this before Creature has an aneurysm. Oh wow, proper spray job in there too. Wow, they've gone all the way here. They've got brass standoffs and everything. That's some serious... Okay, this is going to be a bit tricky for me to pull apart properly, but you can certainly see there's a good level of quality in there. This is the kind of sort of level that I would like to produce if I was going to do any sort of manufacturing like that. A little bit weak on the power thing there. But you can see the... Hey Ed. Yeah, it's the lingering of it that's bothering me the most. Yeah, so each port is individually isolated by the looks of it. We've got the controller down there. So power management here. USB bus power, enable or disable. Okay, so we've got an enable on that. I am kind of curious though that there's not a lot of caps in there. I mean, okay, we've got these ones to be fair. Oh no, that's not a cap. That's a frippin' diode. No, where the hell are all the caps? No, I'm sure they've tested it. I wonder if they say anything about in the instructions, do not take this apart. Nah. Yeah, that's all there is to it, but that's okay. I mean, you don't expect much from a USB hub anyway. As for powering it, looks like it'll take 7 to 48 volts DC power supply input. That's interesting. But it looks like a serious piece of gear. I hate to think how much this thing cost. I'm going to say in the high hundreds to low 200s would be my guess. Let's put this back together. Yeah, the economics department is bad for that, I know, Creature. They're like, does it still work if you take that 1000 microfarad cap off? And they're like, yeah, sort of. Okay, it's gone. It's kind of like when you're making a budget for your department. You have to make sure that you ask for way more than you really need, because you're always going to be cut down something severe. And then the budgeting people, they go, well, we're going to cut you down something severe because you guys always ask for way more than what you need. So it's one of those delightful vicious cycle things. John, I actually don't have a link for this yet. I haven't looked it up, but... Okay, so... I believe it says it can go without needing power, but we're going to put power into it. And let's see what have I got here. I'm pretty sure these are 12 volt 2 amps. 99% sure this is a 12 volt 2 amp. So that gives us 24 watts, which is more than ample for what we're using it for. Unfortunately, we've got a jack here. Now, I do not have any socket, inline socket to whatever converters, but that's okay. We'll just cut the leads and go from there. I've got so many of these bricks it doesn't matter. Hey Keith, will you do the ceiling fan glitch test? I think I actually have got a ceiling fan, but I'm not willing to risk it. I'm worried that if I activate the ceiling fan around here, it will actually probably catch on fire. I've got some ferrules that I can use for that. Let's see. Not that box. I apologise if my speech is a little bit slurred. It's pretty difficult to talk properly under the conditions. No, not in that box either. Where am I? Hardware? Ah, here they are. Hey there, Pedro. These are probably the smallest ones. Yep, this is the highly incorrect way of stripping wires. I know, you're supposed to put them in straight, to be honest. That's how you get the best. But I don't think I'm going to be able to slide them in if I get them straight. And it's too small, the diameter of the wire is too small for me to do the double cut technique. Let's see, yellow maybe? Let's go up one more. Let's see what fits the wire though. Okay. Yeah, no, I think I'm going to have to go back to yellow. And I wanted 2, not 4. They're not crimped. These ones will be soldered. I'm not crimping them. I'm sorry, creature. So there you go. You don't have to be fully impressed. Only partially impressed that I even had these things. I know you're supposed to crimp them down, but yeah, I don't have the proper crimper for them. Actually, I think these ones are meant for soldering anyway. It's still not... It's a little bit big, but I'm going to fill them up. Just stick a bit of flux up the top there, just to help it get down to the bottom. Like I said, this is not the proper way of doing them, but it's going to work for our task. Yeah, they're not going to be fully secure, because the solder will eventually peel away from the wire. Come on, get on the oh god. I've got to get a bigger piece of solder. That's nowhere near enough. Okay, this is where we go to my old roll of solder, which I used to think was extremely fine solder, but now it's colossally large. That'll do. like I said, they will be fine. It's not the ideal way. Like I said, you do really want to normally crimp them, because crimping does give you a better, superior life connection. Ah man, I just blobbed my solder all over that. That's terrible. Alright, given that it's so terrible, that should create sufficient rage to keep this channel going. People going, learn to frickin' crimp properly, you idiot. You got all the other stuff, why don't you have a proper crimper? Oh, you call yourself a professional. It's like, it's the dilly gaff principle. Do I look like I give a flying fuck? That said, I shouldn't have put solder on the outside. That was not intentional, it just happened. See, the basic principle of life is, even if, say, I did everything that everybody said at the moment, and everybody was happy with that, someone else will come along and go, oh, yeah, you should have done it this way, that's not the right way to do it, you're not professional unless you do it that way. And, yeah, there's this, like, endless ladder of increasingly obnoxious people with increasingly high demands on what they consider to be appropriate, and you're never going to win. So you may as well just pick the level you're happy with, that you're willing to wake up in the morning and go to sleep at night with, and screw everyone else. It's as simple as that. F them. Because you're never going to win. Okay, now I've got to find out which one. I'm going to assume stripy is ground. That's usually the case, but we'll see. We'll plug it in and measure. The thing is, don't send me, if you're going to send me a crimp, don't send me a shitty crimp either, because I can just do that myself. I've got those really crappy, plier looking crappy crimps. And if I wanted that, I can just, I'll just get them myself. Okay. And that's the thing. Most of the time, I will abstain from purchasing a tool until I can actually buy one that is really going to do the job a long time for me. Okay, so positive. This is positive's the stripy one this time. Okay. Stripy positive. It's the great thing about conventions. There's always a good selection to pick from. Flathead. Where the hell's a flathead screwdriver around here? But you get my point, you know. First it's people saying, well, actually first it'll be people saying don't solder the wires directly, use sockets, and then they'll say don't put the wires directly into socket, use ferrules, and then it's like don't solder the ferrules, use crimps, and there's always something that you can go up a little bit more on. The point is, when are you going to stop? When are you going to be happy? Stop trying to aim for Britney Spears. -12. Yeah, that's right. Ah. Okay. Hey, Mark Tabo. We've got a green light. It's all good. It's like with my software development. If I listened, or if I took the philosophy points of a lot of people who try to tell you how to do software development, because they're professionals, you'd never get anything released at all. You would probably spend 10 years just trying to do Hello World. And even then, you'd be so unsure of it, you'd never be able to pitch it or sell it. I mean, we need people who are extremely pedantic and specialists in that kind of thing. We do need people like that. But unless you've got the luxury of someone else covering your bills and everything like that, you've got to go out there and you've actually got to make money, and you've got to put things out there when they're good enough to go. And then that's how you get the market. There's plenty of stories. There's no shortage of geniuses in the world, and there's no shortage of people who are exceedingly good at what they do. But there is a shortage of people with those talents who manage to get stuff out into the world. Anyway, enough of my bitching and complaining. Let's go plug this in and see what happens. Hey, Godfrey. When am I ever happy? I'm actually happy quite often, most of the time. Except when I'm on YouTube, chatting to people. Usually that's when I'm angriest. Okay, we're plugged in. Actually, I'm not even so much happy when I fix a board. I'm happy when I get paid for fixing that board. So when you see me happy, it's actually happy for the prospect of what's about to happen. Hi there, Q's. Alright, so we can see we've got here Genesis logic. There'll be 2.1 hub. Okay, interesting that it's reporting as 4 ports, so it's obviously not quite the truth. Put hub. Anyway, let's verify it is that. Pull it out. Yep, 18, 19. Okay, it's got two 4-port. Okay, so there's 7 ports there. And it's got 2 4-port controllers in it. That makes sense. Now, the trick is for me to... Oh, this will be fun. I've got to plug everything in. I kind of need to mount this up on the wall or something. Alright. Okay, you guys don't want to see what's about to happen, so I'm turning off the face camera. I don't want to be accused of war crimes against humanity and stuff like that. Alright, this is going to be interesting. I saw someone making a snarky remark there saying that my software was culpable of war crimes against humanity. I saw that. Was that Lewis Rossman? It's kind of a Lewis Rossman sort of jerky thing to say. Either that or it's just someone on his payroll. Lewis has been a bit salty lately because of the fact that I took away my existing avatar picture. Because he's not the one paying my bills, so he doesn't get much of a say. I'm going to mount it at the back of the screens. Alright, this here I may just plug in using an existing one. I've got to work out what needs to be protected against the dark forces. and what can tolerate being exposed to the dark forces. Man, how do cables get so jacked up? It's always amazing how you can create this ecosystem of cables. Okay, you're not even a connected cable. Probably got a second one here that probably not connected, or is it? Because you say to yourself, oh, you know, I'm going to put these in conduits or whatever. Okay, this here is the microscope switch, so it's definitely one that has to be protected. The USB-C meter does need to be protected as well. Trying to think where I'll route that around. Okay, so I've got microscope switch, multimeter, power supply. What else do I rely on? Microscope switch. I think it's pretty much everything. Okay, that shitty little power supply can just go straight into the bin. That does actually leave me enough here to have my programming cable, as well as, well, two programming cables. There's this one. Yep, slip it up the back. Nice and sort of easy, won't notice. And then, where'd the other one go? There's the old shitty cable. There was the non-connected one. Where'd it go? Ah, there it is. Okay, this one here is the one that I use for my various AVR programmers. Okay, and we've got one port left after all that. Exciting. Oh. Well, that's interesting. The multimeter software has actually reacquired. So if we look here, so you can see that I've reconnected everything. So the TL866 is picked up. There. Let's see if the USB-C meter is picked up. And then, of course, we've got to, after all this, we've got to test it. Let's see, where's my phone? Okay, USB-C meter works. What about power supply? Power supply works. Wow, look at that. I changed from one USB hub to another, and they all re-established connection. That's pretty damn good. I'm very happy with that. Oh, yeah, we've got to check the microscope switch works. And that one didn't, and I know why. Because I actually haven't programmed auto fail and recovery on that one. Okay, so that works. I've got a cough, sorry. It's just gnarly. Queues, the problem we were having before is that we would lose communications with the various devices, like the power supply, the multimeter and things like that. And so I'd be in the middle of doing work, and then the data just stops coming through. So yeah, the fume extractor is the culprit. So what I'm going to do, the easiest way to see what's going on, we'll go back to schematic view here. Now I'm going to switch the fume extractor on and off a few times, and it will let us know pretty quickly if it misbehaves. Okay. Extractor on, extractor off. Oh, there we go. Disabled by hub, EMI, re-enabling. Okay, hang on. Which hub's that? Farnell. That doesn't make sense. Because I've got the Farnell hubs in front of me. These are the Farnell ones. Okay, where does that cable go? Who are you? Where do you go to? You don't go to anything. Oh, I know what that is. I know what this is. Schematics. This here is that's the power supply, I think. Yeah, it's the power supply. So the power supply gets all cranky. So I think it might be a case of I still need the UPS. The new StarTech one definitely doesn't use the same chip. I could see the chip in the StarTech one was a very large BGA type one. Not a TQFP or anything, but an actual BGA. Whereas these are obviously, what are they, MSOP 20 or something? Let's see what happens though. Interesting though that it actually shows disabled by hub. And it doesn't happen every time. Okay, I'm just going to plug my phone in. I'm going to blow my fan motor at this rate. Yeah, there we go. And by the looks of it, whatever it is, it's actually it looks like it's now the actual power supply that's crapping out. See this? It's always this device. It's always the power supply. So the power supply must not be filtering properly on its input stage, perhaps. But it seems like everything else is still running. Like the multimeter is still running, and the USB-C is still running. But yeah, the power supply, we'll switch it on. I mean, it's running and it gets reconnected, but I don't have a UPS at the moment. Oh, and it's taken out that. God damn. Do I need some sort of better fault tolerance on my compass switch? Damn it. Well, when you say UPS, I suspect you're meaning power supply. And no, I'm not going to pull it apart. Why are you taking out the microscope switch though? The only thing I can think of that might be causing the microscope switch to be taken out is if perhaps when the power supply is dropped, it then goes through and tries to reacquire the port. I think that's what's happening. So I'm going to disable the power supply software, put it through a few cycles, because I think it might be my program is going through and trying to reacquire the port after it loses the power supply. Okay, disable that. Oh no, Everything's gone haywire. Okay, switch is back. Let's do the cycling again. Power supply crapped its pants again. Q's, it's not too unusual. It's a pretty decent sized fume exchanger. It's a 200 watt motor, and the speed control is probably not really snubbed properly. I'd say the easiest thing overall is for me to put the fan onto a UPS. Oh, there we go. Okay, so it just dropped its guts. But the neither the USB-C nor the switcher failed. So I think the reason why the switcher gets knocked out is because the power supply software goes hunting for a port, and I think that the switcher software doesn't lock that port, but I've got to go find it. Maybe it does, I don't know. Oh no, unable to set lock, resource temporarily available. Okay, it is. Or maybe the power supply software isn't honouring it. Choices. It's not so much about a frequency, it's just the power load, like with the collapsing voltage, the collapsing magnetic field causes a delightful back EMF, and then the it sort of kicks out a lot of things around it. Do you think it's a crimp issue? Ha! B-Blood trying to stir controversy there. Nice job there, B-Blood. Right, I'll put these high quality hubs away somewhere else. I should send these to people in need, and it'll make their lives so much better. I should send a couple to Creature. He'll love to use them. So I think the hub's pretty good. I mean, I like it, but I think I'm dealing with a slightly different issue. Because it seems like the hub itself, I've never seen that disabled by hub EMI thing before. So I have a feeling that the hub itself is reacting now and sort of, cutting off the power supply. But when the power supply comes back, it's like, give me a port, and the software runs around and knocks over everybody else trying to get a port. More filter capacitors, probably not going to help in this case. You sort of want a pretty decent sized snubbing. So I would say, like I said, the cheapest, simplest, most effective solution in this case is simply just to get a small UPS. That's it. And the UPS, let me cough again. And the UPS will handle the voltage sags and jumps and stuff like that with its own internal stuff. I mean, it's like $75 for a UPS. Sorry. Please stand by while I kill the noise. Yeah, Q's, I'm not too happy with the cold, I gotta admit. It's sort of beating me down a little more than I expected. So yeah, I don't think there's really anything wrong with the hub. I think the hub's actually doing its best. And the fact that it's punching out with the disabled, these messages here, which I was not seeing before. So it's responding, but the combination of my software amongst everything else is sort of making a bit of a mess. Put these things back where they belong. I still haven't got my circuit boards for my latest USB-C meters. I don't know what they're doing with them, sending them back around the world or something. They turned up in Sydney over a week ago and they're still not here. Paul Marrow might just happen. Probably not. Alright, let's see what... We've got something to fix here sooner or later. Shite. Okay. It's a job that's come back after, I think it's about 8 months now. And I think it's a case of... It's a liquid damage job originally. And it was pretty bad liquid damage, I remember it. At least I seem to remember it. And this is going to be one of the watershed jobs whereby from here I essentially say liquid damage jobs are not warranted for continued usage purposes. We will get them running so you can get your data off and things like that, but beyond that it's luck of the draw for you, and you are not paying for this machine to become a long-term functional device. Manuka honey, I think we've got some of that around the place. Clamp on the ferrite cable. Well, a lot of the cables actually already do have their own ferrites on them. In fact, that both the power supply and the multimeter one do have ferrites on them. Like I said, the easiest thing for me to do really is to just squelch the actual source of the noise, and that is the fan. If I squelch that, then I don't have to make unreasonable demands on everything else to compensate. I think we zoomed in just a little bit too much there. Okay, that'll do. See you later, B-Blood. Supply might not be compliant enough. You're talking about the MP7100 supply, the actual power supply, as opposed to the one I'm using for the hub. I don't know what that noise was, to be honest. Sort of heard something, but it's probably Milo outside my front door here. Well, overall, this is a 281 board, by the way. Overall, it actually looks pretty damn clean, so clearly I've ultrasonicked it at some point. It's not to say there aren't horrors for me to witness. The other possibility is that someone has actually additionally damaged it with liquid again, or a completely unrelated issue. Unfortunately, if it is completely unrelated, that's going to be a pain in my backside because of the fact that it won't be a warranty job, and then I'm going to have to fight to convince them that it's a warranty job, because they're going to say, well, you could just say it's a warranty job so that you get paid for a warranty job. Given that the power supply is multi-comp brand, it's entirely plausible that it's not compliant, because multi-comp is just an aggregation brand. So whatever Farnell or whatever company finds over there, they go, okay, we'll take 1 million of these, just slap our multi-comp brand on it. It's like the power supply is actually an O1 unit, but just rebadged. The firmware is just as bad as O1s though. It's not that multimeter that I had before this one, and it was a multi-comp, but it was an O1. And the firmware was terrible in it. You'd ask for continuity mode and you'd get diode mode or vice versa and things like that. And I was like, I was very happy I managed to get that refunded. And the fact that it would just randomly start having a DC offset. You'd have no indication at all that you had this DC offset because it wasn't present when you just had the multimeter probes just, you know, sitting doing nothing. But as soon as you go to measure a voltage, all of a sudden you get this DC offset coming out of nowhere. And it was not a small offset, we're talking a big offset, like 0.3, 0.4 volts. Relative to, say, a 5-volt circuit, so that's a huge offset. And you'd reset the meter and it would go away until the next time. But the trouble is you'd get caught out because you'd be debugging things, like trying to find a fault on a board, and you go, aha, you know, I found it, the voltage is sagged low here, or whatever. And it wasn't, it was just the multimeter being crappy. Hey, full wave. So yeah, when you can't trust your test equipment like that, then you just have to change it. It's one thing to have a piece of test equipment that doesn't measure accurately, but so long as it has the precision to repeatedly give you those inaccurate results, then you can sort of rely on that kind of thing. But when it's all over the place, you've got no precision, then you don't know whether you've got a good value this time or a bad value. Better to know that a clock's always 1 hour fast than to never be sure if that atomic clock is right or wrong. I didn't even measure anything before even pulling this apart. Just assume that it doesn't work. Yeah, miles, when they go flat, they can start to do that, yes. God damn. This board actually looks pretty... I was expecting to encounter a board that I've worked on before and have to be embarrassed about what I'm going to show, but this, it may yet get me. You know, as soon as we put the microscope over it, it's going to go, haha, look at your terrible work. What is going on here? Crocodile, I'll probably do. I'll probably do. Yeah, so from... Okay, there's a bit of degradation. So I can see the areas where there was damage. Like that there's looking a little bit gnarly, that probably due to be fixed. That got replaced by the looks of it. That resistor there is looking a little less than perfect. Yeah, there's spicks and specks on here, but nothing jumping out. Looks like the Thunderbolt BIOS has been worked on. Again, just little drips and drags. This whole area looks like it's been rebuilt. Bit of flux remaining there. Looks like up here there was some issues. But yeah, nothing that I would consider to be a killer. Let's check the other side. That looks new. It's sort of just looking like that could be shorted. We'll have a look. Goddamn multimeter. Come on, find the COM port. What? Okay, I'm just going to switch this off, switch it back on. Hey there, Mark. Okay, I'm gonna guess that something has happened here and I've got a COM port that's actually locked out. Yeah, Mark, just coping with the unpleasant sickness. Okay, USB 3. Here we go. Right, what were we doing? Continuity mode. Let's see if this one's a short. It's not a short, but yeah, it was 50-50. Could have been. That's the other thing, is you look at a lot of this stuff and yeah, there are imperfections on it, kind of like when you go to the fruit and vegetable store. You go looking at all your options, yeah, what's that tomato like, is that one any good? And so yeah, you get a lot of imperfections, but it doesn't mean they're actually rotten or anything. Alright, this one definitely doesn't look like it's died on account of my inadequacies. At least not yet. We got a PP bus short maybe. Nope. Guess we're gonna have to plug the damn thing in and see what it does. Because yeah, it doesn't really look like the USB. I mean, who knows? Plug it in, I'll have a look, and then I'll test it with that testing kit that we have. Hey, Anthony McGregor. Good evening. 25 milliamp. That's probably there's a short somewhere. That would be my first guess. Although one of the CD3215s has been hit. Something's come along and knocked it out. We'll see if we can use this high-speed diode mode checker. I kind of wonder whether they're using... No, probably not, but I wouldn't be surprised if they're using the diode mode values that are on open board data. Okay, left side. And that's not a problem if commercial entities start using open board data. Doesn't bother me. As long as they don't try and yeah, flippin' heck. Why you don't want to plug in? What have I got, the wrong one? Yeah, I got the wrong one. No, I haven't. Yes, I have. Make up your mind. Ah, okay. So all this thing does basically is check the diode mode values on all the pins and reports whether they're good or bad. This is 1707. And it'll beep if it doesn't like anything. It's fine with that. Let me do the other side. Most of the time, I would say, you can usually detect if there's a fault on the ports just through the visual inspection on the board, or just a bit of thinking. But if you're just getting started on this sort of thing, then a tool like this can be useful. I'm sort of giving it a bit of a go, see how it goes. Yeah, right. Pardon me. And yeah, no complaints on that either. Everything's good. So like I said, I'm not surprised. But yeah, with open board data, commercial companies can use the data. They just it just has to be compliant with the laws, the license that's on there. We just sort of want to make sure that everybody has access to all the data. It's a bit kind of GPL-ish, I suppose, and some people find that interesting considering how I am actually quite against GPL software. But this is data, not software. The LCD connector is another option, but I really don't think that's at this point going to be worth investigating. Not when I've only got that 20 milliamps going on. So what I'm going to do is go through, check all the caps for shorts, and then work my way up from there. But yeah, it really doesn't quite seem like it's the existing work I did. Just making sure that it actually beeps. Just making sure the fuse is working. Check around the speaker one. It'd be funny if it was another speaker cap. This is sort of just going through really quickly, testing suspects. In the off chance that you might strike it lucky. That one actually looks pretty bad. Yeah, that actually that's got delamination there. Yep, we found it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw that was delaminated before I pressed the probe into it. Okay, let's give it a whirl, get it off. James Coon, 1932, no V-core, probably very dead. don't mean to be the bearer of bad news, but 1932s, yeah. I mean, you might get lucky, but 90% of the time, they're just dead. It's flux oozing out, folks. Oh geez, I actually sat on that a bit longer than I expected. Oh yeah, that's a nasty crack down there. Yep. I'm kind of curious what caused that, whether it was just legacy or new. Let's see if that short's gone. Okay, short is gone. Let's check what rail that was on, just to be sure. I don't like it when they're around that big chip. It's an important PMIC, that one. What board was this? 281, wasn't it? Yep, 281. Can't always trust my memory. V3 S4 SoC PMU. Interesting. What is your actual role here? Oh, you're one of those god-awful 15 microfarad pieces of... Okay, so you got to get these from iPhones. And it's part of the buck converter. What are you powering? Yeah, multiple things. Berkelium. Yeah, so we've got to get another one of these, and I get them from iPhone 6s. Thank you, Joseph. Well, I did say it was probably going to be a short based on that current reading, so I get to be right too. Too much solder on those pads. Tribute to faulty towers there. Right, let's go find myself a couple of iPhones. They're probably running scared now. Like, oh god, no, he's coming for us again. Take your cyanide pills, children. Ah. Damn it, caught out. That's the only one weak spot I've still got with my setup. I haven't decided how I'm going to manage it properly. As you can see, I've been stealing them from there. And there. What's this one? That's a working one. It's sad, I got working iPhone 6 boards and I just keep them in my trash pile. That's how you know when a device is pretty much end of life. There might be one left on there. The other option is I can try, let's see, I can put a 10 microfarad 6.3 in there. I actually might do that. It's probably going to have more survivability than the 15. Oh shit, attacked by frickin' hell. Attacked by a LED strip. Hey there, Neonfin Reaper. Let's see, 10 microfarad 63402. Ooh, beeping. I like the sound of beeping. Someone trying to message me for personal repair support. That I don't like. Main reason why personal repair support, if you've already got a discussion going in a forum, like on a Facebook thread or whatever, is that if you keep it public and open, then everybody can learn from it in the future, or reference it, or anything like that. But once you take it into private, you can't share that anymore with other people. Oh, sorry about the job data, yeah, I forgot about that. Sorry. Brain fart. The job data's old anyway. So you just have to deal with it not being there. Anyway, let's get this thing sat down. Probably could do with a little bit more flux. Not that much. Just a little bit. A little bit more. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, Tom, I suppose if it was a Wi-Fi-C, it probably would be, but these are X5. Pretty sure these are XR5s or whatever. But the fact that we have two others on there, I'm pretty content that it's going to be okay. Oh shit, don't let that... there's a shaving of solder, thank God I got that. Whew. I might take the opportunity to replace this one too, because it has a similar end cap discoloring to what that one did. Let's see what that is. That is a 2.2 microfarad 63201. Two 201s. Let's see, 47. Actually, don't even know if I've got a 2.2s. 2.2 63201. By the way, the caps that I buy, they are usually X5 type ratings. Yeah, they're not the cheap nasty, well they're not the cheap and easy Y series type. Micro had his incident. Now I've got 2 minutes to go before that alarm goes off, and it's enough time for me to get this dirty little cap off. I don't know what's going on, but the hot air is really taking those parts off fast. Really fast. Kind of makes me think they've got leaded on them. Oh, and really bad news tonight. As you know, I play 7 Days to Die, and so does Elita. In fact, Elita was playing it well before I was. That she was playing it on PlayStation on someone else's computer, but then we changed over to the PC Steam one. And as people who play 7 Days to Die know, one of the most revered items to find is a crucible. And we've been looking for a crucible for ages. And I've done a lot of hard work on 7 Days to Die, skilling up, all that sort of stuff. And that's Micro's beeper. Anyway, casually today, Alita goes into the trader. What the hell? There's a frickin' crucible there for her to buy? I was like, what? How can you... found a crucible before me. And I was trying to get there with engineering and everything. So now she's lording it all over me. So, oh, look at all this. Look at all the forged steel I'm making. I'm like, damn it. So after this, I'm going to have to get into my 7 days to die and really go hunting for another forged crucible. And I've got skill points in bartering and all that sort of stuff. But, yeah. Let's see. Okay, I'm also going to replace this one and these two here. They're looking a bit gnarly. I enjoy 7 days because it's just mindlessly simple in many ways. I don't play games for the complexities as such. I play games to disconnect. About the only complaint I really do have with 7 days is how when you want to do a tier 5 job, they seem to all be in freaking skyscrapers, and that sucks. And, well, yeah, just the fact that they're all in skyscrapers. It's like, a little bit of variety, please. You know, maybe make it a whole town to clear out or something, I don't know. Hey, Sudi. I think, Miles, one of the easiest things they could do to knock it up a notch is to randomize the appearance and placement of the zombies when you go through a job. Because I think that's the thing that happens, is that you get to know where it is, even if it's a different map, because they use the same placement of zombies. If the building's the same, then the zombie placements are going to be the same, and that's the problem. They need to randomize it. With 7 days to die, I go for getting parkour first so that I can get the double jump, and then once I've got the double jump, I will chase other things. Hey, Glenn Watkins. Oh, Jason's here. Hello, Jason. Let's see. So the cap I'm looking at now, that's a 100 nanofarad 402 16 volt. Okay, that's a looks like that's a gate boost. This here is a gate boost drive chip cap. So you really want to get one that can do the job. 402. Basically, it's needed so that you can generate a high enough voltage to turn on the gate of the MOSFETs. And that can be a little tricky when you're trying to push the voltage higher than what you actually have available. So you use a charge cap configuration. Aha, 100 nanofarad 16 volt. Flying cap, or whatever you want to call it. The other thing that does irritate me a little bit with 7 days is that they don't bother placing the zombies until sometimes you're already too close and you trigger them. Even if you're walking to an empty cabinet and you see nothing in your cabinet until you get too close, and then all of a sudden the zombie magically appears in the cabinet, and it's like, it wasn't there 2 seconds ago, you know. I feel that's a bit cheaty. I mean, it's a good game, don't get me wrong. I'm only complaining because I've got, I don't know, complaining because I've got the opportunity to do so. Oh, this is a 12 picofarad. I'm going to put it in anyway. It's 201 12 picofarad. I mean, crikey, I bought hundreds of them, so I may as well use them bit by bit. Oh, don't forget micro. Yeah, good, thanks. Thank you for reminding me. I'll just put this 12 picofarad on, make sure it boots, and then I'll go sort micro out. Do you have a medical diagnosis for my sign? Right now, yeah, it's just I'm not feeling well. The end. I think the thing that's frustrating me is that it's not debilitating me like an influenza would, but it's also not buggering off either. Not as quickly as I would like. The board's a little bit hot. Just need to put it in the cooler. So it looks like I need to get a UPS for the fan assembly, and that should resolve most of the issues. I also need to slightly improve the recovery algorithm for the software for the various devices. Oh crap. It's 201. What? Okay, these are X7Rs. They look like 402s. I do have access to a PCR or a rat test. I just haven't bothered. Come on, give us 20 volts. Oh, you're not going to. Jesus, what else did got taken out? Oh crap, that's not what I want to see. We got rid of the short. What more do you want from me? Did it take out... Geez, I hope it didn't take berkelium out completely. Seriously? If berkelium's been destroyed, I'm going to be very upset. Yeah, Miles, you're quite correct. It's a constant worry for me too, because you are absolutely correct. I mean, that's how it happens. Feel like I've got another short somewhere, but I don't know where it is this time. Either that or berkelium, yeah, bought the farm. I really hope berkelium didn't buy the farm. It's just an annoying chip to replace. There's a bit of a damage on that resistor there. I'll have to have a look at that. Yep, I know, micro, yep. Let's have a look at that resistor and then we go look at micro. Yeah, it's just a bit of corrosion. It's all good. Alright, I'll have to go do the micro. Alright, we're back. Yeah, it's a 1707 2A1 board. And I've worked on this previously. It was liquid damaged. Fixed that up, got it running, no problem. That was about 8 months ago. And now it's back. Got a shorted cap on one of the... I don't know if it's a buck or boost stage of the Berkelium, and now we're not getting anything, but it's behaving like it's got a short still. So I'm sort of kind of hoping it is an actual short and not Berkelium having a bad day. Like I said, if I have to, I will replace Berkelium, but I just prefer not to. Because it's a bit like people just going for the PMIC, you know, reflowing PMICs and stuff like that. So, did you really have to? Most of the time, you don't. What'd you do, Jason? Fell asleep by soldering. What the hell? Why would you do that to yourself? Too much pressure from customers. It's unrealistic. What I'm getting really niggly with lately are people who just have no sense of punctuality whatsoever. Like you say 5:30, they turn up at 5:45 or something. It's like, come on, that's just rude. Especially when you are working outside of your normal hours. 5.2, that's fine, that's CPU stuff. Hey, Nusacat. Especially when you look at them in the eye and tell them the time and they go, uh-huh. And you're like, yeah, uh-huh, my ass. And they're like, oh, sorry, man, I was just busy, down the pub having a few drinks or something. It's like, you lousy little SOB. Yeah, you're all uppity saying, I need to get this fixed now because I got my job to go to, and you go, sure thing, I can deliver that sort of quality service because I like to deliver good service. And then you turn around and treat me like that. So, you're just a frickin' asshole. With no sense of responsibility, just nothing but entitlement, that's all you've got. Ah, creature, shut up about the grey hair. Yeah, Jason, it's really, really bad. It just seems systemic with people. Alright, so I'm sort of really struggling here. I don't know what to blame. In some ways, I'm sort of willing to blame the CD3215s, even though that test kit said nay. So I'm going to plug in the power and see what voltages we've got scooting around. Oh, I see the camera shit itself again. Yay. Oops, wrong one. Oh well. You are not reading the right port, are you? No, you're not. That's more like it. Yeah, so we're going to plug this in, see if we get any voltages that are useful, see what's missing, and go from that. Might just bring up the quad display. Okay. What are we working on first? UV300 and UV400. It's going to switch, but I'll switch it back. Okay, so we want 3v3 on that one. Which one? That one. That one! Oh shit, continuity mode's not a good thing to test. Voltage. 3.3. Where are we after there? 1v8. 1v8. Another 1v8 up here. Yep. And 1v1. 1v1 is, of course, with the Thunderbolt. Ah, okay, we don't have a 1v1 again. That's interesting. Because the previous time I had to correct a 1v1 loss. Okay, I'm going to check the other one though. It's pretty easy to just go straight for the 1v1 because that's most likely what's missing again. Yep, no 1v1. Just making sure I've got the right one. So one of the two resistors, yes, I'm checking that one. Yep. What I'm worried about though, Miles, is that when I switch this to the other side, it's also not going to have 1v1. So we're actually losing 1v1 much further up the chain as opposed to it being... Did I actually change port then? I don't know. So... Okay, wrong port. Okay, so we've got that. I think this is 1v1 here. Yeah, okay, that's 1v1 there. So we've got it on this side. I'm going to double check because I have a feeling I might have actually just had the ports swapped over. Scale is off again. I don't know what's going on with that. It's like sometimes maybe it represents as... Okay, let's see if we can fix this. I have a feeling it sometimes connects as 4K and sometimes connects as 1080. But it does alright for the... Yeah, that's weird. Still doesn't make a lot of sense. Okay, device, mode, auto. We're going to go 2160. Okay. Unlock. Properties. Cancel. Unless it's a fault in OBS. Yeah, this is... It's gone to full scale, so I'm guessing that it actually is jumping... Yeah, anyway. 19... What is it? 860. 540. Oh wait, 960. Idiot. Did I say that Thunderbolt ROM? About the Thunderbolt ROM? Anyway, it's this one here that we'd be looking at. Okay, I haven't changed this one. This one is not one I've done before. The other one is the one that I did. Anyway, I'm going to check both. Okay, no 1v1. Yeah, okay, see we've got 1v1 there, so that one's actually... I think I was just crossed over. And this will now have 1v1. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry, I was crossed over. Well, so we've got all our voltage prerequisites, and we're still not getting anything. That is a problem. I'm not intentionally trying to troll you, I'm just getting trolled by myself. Believe me, it's very irritating. Keep coming back to that, it's going to be the Berkelium. Let's see if I've got some diode mode measurements I can use for that. "1v1 is only present when the Thunderbolt ROM is being read properly. So it's more of a status indicator than what it drives. 365. Alright, so that's way lower than I would expect. Whoops. Jeez, Paul, just break everything. So that's 0.365 down to 0.6, especially when I've got the freaking leads backwards. That's it, folks. I think I might have to call it for the night at this rate. Okay, that's more like it. .22, yep, that's good. 405, yeah, that's within tolerance. 303, smack on. 0.22 up here. What? Oh, okay, yeah, we already know that's good. Yeah. So the main reason I keep coming back to the Berkelium, because if this was shorted, then it's probably destroyed something internally. Because this is like VDD main buck. So yeah, if that was shorted, it probably caused one of the internal switches to die. Because this basically contains all the MOSFETs inside it to do the switching. So yeah, I feel like I'm sort of backed into a corner here on this one. I can't see anything specific there, but yeah, like I said, pain in the ass. Well, even if the other two caps are we've got our our diode modes up where it should be. I don't have a reference diode mode, unfortunately, creature for the other ones. So yeah, it looks like it's just going to have to be small cap down the bottom. There's no small cap down the bottom. That's a resistor. you're talking about this stuff. I've already checked those. They actually don't come into play for getting the 20 volts. Like I said, the fact that that was shorted and it's switched internally by the PMIC regulator, the berkelium, it just, yeah. Now the worst thing about the berkelium is the fact that it's not a common chip. Let's see, maybe this one's the same. Yeah, sort of disinclined to use that one. It looks like it's been through a bit of a rough life. So 338S193. Delicate as hell, these things. That looks kind of smushed up, doesn't it? I mean, maybe I lifted it funny, but... Didn't feel like I lifted it quite that bad. Oh well, done now. Nothing was reporting shorted. Daniel, I'm kind of worried it did, because we're not getting any response out of the system. Kind of curious if I plugged it in now if I'll get some improvement. Yeah, berkelium taken out of the picture, it might actually give me a little bit of a different behavior. Come on, heat up, thank you. Ah, there's always got to be one. Let's see if I can find another source of a berkelium, because I really am not feeling the confidence looking at that other one that's got liquid damage repair all around it. It's like, hi, you want to take me on a date? I'm genuine. 100% all good here. I'm like, yeah, maybe not. But like I said, I may actually not have a choice. I suppose one thing I could do is just reball the existing one, in the hope that it was actually something weird going on there. Damn it. Yeah. Normally... Daniel, your board might save us again, I think. Will it? No, it's the wrong type of board. Daniel's board's already done. It's saved us once before. Yeah, look, Berkelium's gone. Let's see. Alright, looks like we really don't have a choice. We're going to have to take the liquid damage one, or we reball the existing one. Yeah, so we got a choice. Take the existing, reball it and try it again, or take this one. Looks like I tried pretty damn hard for this one, but something didn't work. Creature, the only trouble is they're not functioning boards, they're destroyed boards, so I can't actually take a diode mode reading of them. I mean, I suppose I could flip the chip and compare the chip, but I'm not sure I've quite got the hands for that right now. Yeah, just the chip. We're not all superhuman like you, creature. We're not all superhuman. Some of us are mere mortals. You know, if I was really dirty, I could just put that chip back onto the board like that without doing a proper replay. Now, I know that this has got leaded solder on it already, so I am going to be a little bit naughty. Didn't Jason say send 707? No, that was chassis. That was the chassis you were thinking of. Nah, I can't do it to myself. I have to remove all the excess on here and do it again. Yeah, creatures, unfortunately that's how it goes, isn't it? You start getting... oh crap. Great way to destroy the chip pull. No, can't do it with the micro pencil, gotta use the proper one. Yeah, when you start getting the shakes, it then makes things worse because you get the shakes because you get the shakes. Oh, Jason, so I got a few here. It's just the Berkelium chip that I don't have, so I'm just going to put an order in through AliExpress and get some more Berkeliums. It'll be fine. But thank you. I've already got enough of your stuff here. It's already creating enough of a guilt complex. Oh, great. There's one ball in the middle that I missed. That's okay. We'll leave that be. That will get handled, I suppose, by the paste. Okay, now we just got to find a stencil. One of the black ones should do it, I think. Oh, Jason, you just know how I am with these things. I'm just very... yeah, I really do not like to be make assumptions and be presumptuous and all that sort of stuff. I've already lost enough subscribers through that sort of thing. That's memory. Oh. This might be the one. Yep, that's it. Knew it was one of the black ones. See ya, Q's. You take care of yourself too. To make sure I actually get all of the balls this time, not like that last job I did, where I ended up completely missing a row. Some people thought that was funny. I, for one, did not. Just gotta find the right tube. I hate it when it does a running spread like this. And I've probably got about 10 times too much paste. Ugh, wow, it's not even coming off properly. When I say it's not coming off properly, I mean I am not removing it properly. Realistically though, at this size, you don't really need to dry the paste out for this sort of thing. It becomes more when you're dealing with SMCs at about the 0.3, 0.35 ball size. That's when the flux starts to... there's too much flux in the amount of solder paste you've got there, and it starts doing the whole boil out thing under a hot air gun. It's different if you've... sorry, I'm just trying to get the solder paste off from that I forgot to remove the last time. Yeah, that'll do. Yeah, this is definitely brain fart central. If you want a brain fart, you've come to the right place. We're here to offend you. Would I buy a MacBook Air? Depends which one. Would I buy one of the M1s? Yes. Would I buy a 1466 2017? Yes. Would I buy a 1932? No. Would I buy a 2179? Probably not. But the M1 Airs, yeah, they seem to be pretty good. And the 1466s. The last couple of year ones. Why do I feel like something just went horribly wrong with my stencil there? What the hell happened there? It's like I fell asleep. That's completely unacceptable. I have no idea what the hell happened there. Everything just buckled and warped and went strange, and I was only doing 250 at 40% air, which is actually less than I normally do. Hey, Catherine. Oh, shite. No, really, genuinely, I'm feeling a bit like, what the heck happened there? Why did that misbehave like that? It was like I was doing fine, and then all of a sudden it started just reflowing and buckling on me. It's almost like the hot air station is hotter than it should be at the moment. Because I was saying it was lifting up parts a lot quicker than I was expecting earlier. I haven't checked the temperature calibration. Like I said, it's I mean, it doesn't feel like it's dramatically hotter, but I don't know. I think it's just me. I genuinely think it's just me, but I'm blame casting. I learnt that from Lewis Rossman. Become a professional blame caster and get your free honorary New Yorker citizenship. I normally don't like shoving paste in that hard, but I'm just a bit paranoid about what the hell's went wrong. Everything just feels wrong down there. Okay, let's try again. Yeah, that's just... Okay, down at 20% air. There's a very ugly reflow. I'm gonna have to manually put in some balls there, I can already tell. No, these ones aren't actually even there. They're just on the edge. They're not actual. So this one here. Since they've already formed, I'm going to try and just reheat this directly while it's in the stencil. Yeah, that's not even close, Paul. It'd be easy for me to take that stencil off and manually place a ball. That one there. I genuinely do not usually have much in the way of issues with reballing these things. But I will confess this. The universe does not seem to be in my favor right now. Noosa, it's certainly not the worst, but it can be a bit of a pain sometimes. Okay, the first thing that comes to mind when I look at this situation is there's a great deal of unevenness. But I feel like that there is potentially going to be... Yeah, they're both the same. Two became one. Oh, that little sneaky little bastard. Just wants to merge with everything around it. It's like, I want to be your friends. It's like, no, they don't. That's right. Come on, eat it up. Yeah, that's a little oversized. Okay, try again. We've got another one just sitting over there, so we can redo that. Okay, looks like we're going to have to go with fine pitch wick for this one. You've seen me do it before. So I can find the right tweezers. There we are. What kind of wick's this? Well, it actually looks like it's wicked up enough to make them even. So I'll take that. But we've got a dud ball down here too. Oh god. When will it end? Sorry folks, I really didn't see that one coming. I apologise. Yeah, you're only saying don't dive because you want to see the outcome. What the hell? Everything reflows but those little balls? Jeez. What do they want? A little bit of flux or something to make them happier? I am rather poorly today. Oof. I tell ya, it really doesn't want to take those balls. There it goes. Eat 'em up. Yeah, you eat 'em up. Good job. Alright, I think I've fecked around with this enough. I need to just try put it on and see what's going to happen. I don't know what's going on with Tim. I still hear from him and everything, but he doesn't stream much. Yeah, he's got a lot of other things to do. He's actually a proper business person, unlike myself. You gotta be so careful lifting these chips. Oh, that's disgusting. Oh, who did that to me? That's methylated spirits for you, by the way. That's what it does. Ethanol, methylated spirits. That's why when you wash your logic boards, if you use methylated spirits and things like that, rubbing alcohol, etc., there's always this white gunk that's left behind. Okay. Very unclean, I do agree. I didn't even clean the funnel or anything. Hey there, the dumb res. I see you. I honestly don't know how that chip survived. It was literally stuck. Okay, so we've got pin 1 down there. Pin 1 is in towards the... I don't see any excess. I mean, yeah, 4th down on the left, it's very, very small amount. It's not worth doing anything about it. There's more variations on the chip itself, to be honest. I mean, I suppose you could debate that in these situations, minimizing, why compound issues when you have the opportunity to minimize them. So, there's a ball left behind. What? What? Miles, what are you talking about? There's a ball left behind. What are you talking about? You people fibbing to me, I will hurt you. Oh, shite. God damn it, there's that one. Oh, I'm so sick of this already. What is going on tonight? Yeah, that one there's... The whole thing just feels like a disaster. One must be tenacious. Honestly, reball SMC's vastly quicker and easier. I don't know what's going on with me tonight, I do apologise. Might actually have to resort to the traditional toothbrush for this one. Because I can sort of squish the bristles in like this. And then we use the compressed air. Not even close to good. See if we can actually drop this over the top of it and do a correction job. Yeah, we might be able to do a correction job here. First thing we're going to do is actually give it a bit of heat and get, there's some flux there that needs to just melt away. Holy shit on the stick. Oh yeah, no wonder that was 470. Woo! Note to self, 470 naturally produces a much faster reflow. Stupidly fast, in fact. Maybe I should use that. Yeah, well that's the... I agree, I'm shocked as well. Yeah, I would have thought the stencil would have said, "How dare you do that to me?" And yeah, pop a great big warp on you. Yeah, which one's the fresh paste? Actually can't tell. I think this is the old paste. Yeah, you're the old paste. And you're fresh. Fresh paste of Bleah. Yeah. That's what all the rich people are snorting these days. Okay, that's as much as I pretty much want to do. Yep. Creature, we're not going to talk about the lint because the lint hasn't presented. Let's see what happens. Come on, man. Yeah, here goes. Ah, there goes the stencil. I was sort of trying to beat the stencil. Now it doesn't want to let go. Hey, Wong Wei. Catherine, no, the boards still haven't arrived. It'd be fine if this was a great reball stream, but this is not a great reball stream. This is a disaster reball stream. It's kind of like when you watch a disaster movie or something like that, and it's just a terrible movie. The movie itself is the disaster. Crap, I've lost where pin 1 is. I'm pretty sure that's it there. Fairly sure that's it. I probably should pick up that little bit of solder there, just in case it there we go. No, I've got the board view in front of me. I know it wasn't the board view pin 1 that I was questioning, it was the chip itself. And the chip is in the right spot. Okay. Alright, let's see how we go now. Crikey. Oh, what the fuck? Yeah, that was a terrible reflow. What is the time? Oh, gee, it's almost midnight. Given that I'm of poor health, I'm gonna have to pretty much shut down after this anyway. Crap. Same crap. God damn it. Wasted all that for nothing. Yeah, we've got a short somewhere else on the board. ISL. This is going to be a... I gotta admit, I know I'm wrong. I shouldn't do this, but I'm going to do a Hail Mary ISL replacement. I should have done that before I actually did the Berkeleum. Yeah, it was the safer option. But I suppose for me, the thing was that the damage was next to the Berkeleum. All the damage always has been next to the Berkeleum. Of course, you know, it's entirely possible that Berkeleum's no good either. Hey, Kirsten, Primus. Thank you very much for doing that. What, in the last couple of minutes? Or sometime earlier today? Because I did see a few more sales come through most days, so... You know, I wasn't sure whether it was the one you're talking about like just now while I've been working here. Or sort of early... Wow, I'm getting trash coming up into my throat as I try to talk. Earlier this week. Oh, right. Okay, jolly good. Hopefully it is proving to be useful to you. After all, that is what we all want. No point spending money on something that you can't make money from, if you want to be making money. Daniel, except I don't know if I can rule out that Berkeleum chip, to be honest. Like I said, I mean, it did come from a donor board and it looks like it was in itself already a replacement, probably from your board. Sneaky little SOB of it. Man. Yeah, Miles, except these are the internal bugs causing this problem. Right, this is a 6239. Gee, I'm getting a little low on these. Okay, so pin 1's down here towards the corner. I've got 3 of these left. I mean, agreeably, they're not as commonly used as, say, the 9240s, but, you know, they're still often enough that I need to get more than 3 on hand. Damn, chip's not dropping properly. Needs some more flux, but the trouble, this is always the problem with these chips, is that if you give them the right amount of flux, well, if you give them close to the right amount, a little bit too much flux at the beginning, they just fly off into the sunset. But if you don't give them enough, you don't get to see them shift in. Let's see, last week Friday, check the 3115 and then 165. Oh, good, yes. What would be the best invention? It would be an IC tester. You mean for like the ISLs? I guess the problem is that because they are BGA, it's very difficult to do a good test on them. You just put that in the cooler. Yeah, I'm really going to have to order myself some more Berkeliums. I really should have replaced that ISL first before I touched that Berkelium. Like I said, on a good day, the Berkelium's no drama. It's, you know, not a big problem of a chip, but for some reason it's giving me hell tonight. Yeah, we're still... Nah, wasn't that either. Where the frickin' hell is the short on this board? Is there even a short on the board? I don't know. I'm just gonna go check for the big caps and see what's... Nothing there. No. Honestly, I'm just going around and randomly, because quite frankly I'm cantankerous now. Oh, please tell me. No, you're a fuse. You're not a cap. You're a fuse. Damn it. Yeah, it's a fuse. Sorry, folks. I had moments of excitement. Damn fuse, I touched it again. Now, this one might have to wait till the morning. Remove all the MLCCs. Sounds like a fantastic option. Hey there, Harold. I know I said hello before, but I'm saying it again. Let's see what's under this here. I don't think there's, other than the chip itself, but... yeah, that was pointless. Okay, so this is where the damage was, so I'm just sort of cruising through and seeing if anything jumps up. These should be zeros. Yep. I'm really thinking it's still a dud Berkelium, but I'm out of them. This is very literally not the way you should diagnose your boards. But I'm kind of a bit flabbergasted, so I'm doing the no-brain technique. And for all I know, it is a dud 3215 that's not letting through the signal. Well, it's going to suck if it is, because, you know, that's 4 3215s you've got to replace. But I genuinely am not striking any other shorts on the board so far. And we're not going to go through and do them all. Just going to visually check, see if anything looks exploded. Was there sarcasm there? I don't know, I can't remember now. That was like 30 seconds ago. It could have been legit, for all I know. Interesting that there's balls popping out of that. The worst thing about the CD3215s and subsequent types, although 17s, funnily enough, seem to buck this trend, is that you have to have all of them present in order for you to ascertain if they're working. Oh. God damn it. It's a lie. It's just a reverse polarity, that's all. What the... Someone's still messaging me, trying to get me to give them direct support. That's the only thing about when you try to be nice on the groups. And then people go, oh boy, you replied to me. Then I can now personal message you and we can take it further. It's like, no, 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 and no. Yeah, I've been dumb. I just realised how dumb I'm being. I didn't even check to see if we've got 3v3. But I suppose we would have, otherwise we wouldn't have got the CD3215s, I think. Yeah, the 3v3 RTC thingy-jiggy, wiggy-woggy. Yeah, I didn't even check that fundamental. God, that's how much I'm out of it. This thing. We didn't even check to see if we got 3v3 there. Did I check 3? I checked 3v3 on the 3215s, but is it the same one? I can't remember. If it's the same one, okay, then I did, but if it's not, then I didn't. Volts, not a nix, 5 volts, 342, okay. Ah, damn it, yeah. Oh well. So it is interesting to note, we're not actually getting anything back over here on the boosted side, so we're not even triggering the ISL yet. Yeah, I just wanted to be 100% sure of that. I wasn't, thinking, oh, maybe the LDOs and the CD3215s were carrying their weight. No, that's it. I think I'm gonna have to attack this with fresh eyes tomorrow. I'm gonna have to try and find replace some Berkelium chips. If I had to guess, I would say that shorted cap that we removed originally, yeah, I was gonna say, what do I lose if I take this chip off? I'm kind of curious to see whether anything comes up if I get rid of the chip first. Even just a change in current is what I'm sort of contemplating. Interesting to note that we've had no change whatsoever, so yeah, for whatever reason I'm pretty sure the Berkelium's... something's wrong in that area, but I've got to buy myself a spare one, so... Alright then folks, listen, sorry we didn't have a win tonight, sometimes it's the way it goes, and I'm feeling like pretty shit right now, so I'm signing off, and I have to go get myself a UPS for that fan as well. I'm very happy with the USB unit itself though, that StarTech, was it? Yeah, I quite like it. Definitely going to be keeping it, and it seems to send through a signal to Linux at least to say, there was an EFI issue, and it, disconnects the line and reconnects it. So, it's definitely an improvement on my existing one. So I'm saying so many times. May only need snubber filter. Yeah, I may, but it's probably easier for me to just put a UBS by the time I get a snubber filter and all the rest of the crap at UBS. So I'm out here. You'll take care. I'll see you maybe tomorrow. Catch you later.